so excited. We're heading to pick up Scampy. Yeah. So we are currently about 15 minutes away from the Scamp factory, Scamp dealer. Noah's in the background. Noah's my traveling partner today. We've been talking football statistics and I don't know, and a little bit of baseball too. We realized if you're heading up to the Scamp camper, don't stop until you get, or don't stop for gas before you get closer to the Scamp factory. We learned that the gas prices just keep going down, which was a really big surprise for me anyways, but that's what it is. Why is it always raining when we come to Scamp? They've had our Scamp now for close to a month, I suppose. I'm not sure what happened. I guess we could have picked it up a week earlier. So, but nobody called us. They called us to say that it was almost done, but they had questions for us, and I'll go over everything later in the video that we did to the camper. There was only one repair that was actually needed. The rest were just kind of wants. Anyways, they could have called us a week earlier. Apparently, it got forgotten about. I don't know. Or maybe I misunderstood them and they just said come in a couple days. I don't know. We're going to check it out and see what they do. There's my our GPS thing here in the background, so we're getting really close. We're just 10 miles away. So we just picked up Scampy from the Scamp factory. We had a whole bunch of things done to her. One thing that was really needed, we'll get into all that. You probably saw that in our video where we dropped it off and we did the full Scamp tour. If you haven't seen that video, check that one out also. But we picked it up. We had a little bit of a scare because when I hooked up the trailer, I wanted to go test out the new 12-volt plug, and I plugged into it and there was nothing. And so my biggest worry was, oh no, they didn't understand what I wanted. I didn't want to be able to plug into 12 volt while I'm already plugged into shore power. I wanted it to run straight off the battery for boondocking for my CPAP machine. But I had nothing. So then I tested the lights and there was nothing. I had nothing. I plugged in the truck into the trailer and boom, we had lights. But I'm like, okay, that's not right. That should not be, it should not be that way. So basically, I went back after we were all hooked up. I went in, the service department. They were super helpful. They came out, and basically it was just a fuse that was blown. But it was still kind of a scary thing. You drop off your camper working and pick it up and it's not working. It was just at some point they must have blew a fuse or something like that on the battery itself, or the one of the lines that come off the battery itself blew a fuse. So everything seemed to be working okay. All right, so we are back. The rain finally stopped. We're just back home now. I'm just gonna go over everything we got done with the camper. We brought it into Scamp about a month ago, and we had some things we had one thing that needed to be done, and some other things that probably didn't need to be done, but we wanted them done. So let me show you. First off, we had the old tires. I didn't realize that they were actually gonna switch the rims out too, by the way, but they did. So we got brand new tires all the way around on Scampy. We went with Class D 13-inch wheels. We did not step up to 14-inch just because of some clearance things that they were kind of warning us about. We also had them look at the brakes and make sure that all that was okay and give everything axle-wise a good look, tightening up, greasing, anything that needed to be done so that our running gear is working awesome. So we had LED bulbs also installed all the way around on the inside of the camper. I didn't turn this one on so you can see the bulb up in there. They did not have to, of course, change out any of the lights themselves. They just put new bulbs in. I also had them put in a 12-volt plug. Now the main reason for this plug right here is so that I can run my CPAP machine without having to bring a second battery. So the hope is that because of this plug and running through the inverter down on the floor behind me, running out to the battery, that hopefully I can still get at least 3 nights, if not more, because I'm only running off 12 volt and not converting it to 120 watts. Hopefully I end up being able to use this for at least 3 nights, if not more, when we're not plugged into shore power. I'll still use these outlets down here on either side of the bed when we're plugged into shore power, but when we're not, I don't have to worry about bringing my second battery, which adds extra weight, time, things like that, clunkiness. I can just plug into this. And I've got power from that front battery, and then I can just run the solar panel if we're staying somewhere longer. We had not this rack here, just the receiver part right in there welded onto the back of Scampy so that we could actually put this rack on the back. It's really full of grass right now. I just want to make sure everything sat flat, level, and whatnot. It's been in our grass for a while, but it's really good for holding our coolers when we're going on long trips. Then we also had them, this apparently what was leaking inside our camper, if you watch that video where we talked about that, this whole piece here needed to be replaced. So the old one that was on here had like a little lever that you would push to one side and you could flip the cap up. It was actually really hard to fill anyways, or harder I should say, than what this is. This is just a really easy to use. You can shove your hose in right in there and it's gonna fill everything up really nice. And so what used to be in here were little pull down stabilizing jacks, and they were kind of cumbersome, a little bit hard to use, and over time we found out that they would actually rust up in here, or they could rust and not pull out, and things just wouldn't work right. So a few months ago, and it literally was just a few months ago, Scamp started using this scissor lift style jack, and everybody's loving it. They're putting it on all the new campers, and so we thought, hey, while we're at Scamp, why not have them add it for us also? So here's how they work. Comes with this nice little tool here, and it fits right up in here, just like any other scissor jack, and goes on down. And then the last thing that we had them do was fix and repair some of these roller stops for your cabinets, because ours were starting to wear out a little bit. These screws here tend to come loose in this fake particle board door. They loosen up, so they actually redid them for us a little bit, put in some new ones in new places, like a new one down there, so that these doors, when we close them, are real nice and tight. This was the only door that we were really having trouble with while we were traveling. It would open up. I don't think we're going to have any problem with it now. So if you decide to order a new Scamp camper from the Scamp factory and you're talking with a salesman, if you could mention Our Scamp Life kind of helped you maybe make that decision, if we did, don't lie about it, but if we helped you make that decision to buying a Scamp camper from Scamp, make sure that you mention Our Scamp Life. It would go a really long ways to help us build a relationship with Scamp campers. So there you have it, folks. That's what we did to Scampy. We just really want to make sure that this thing keeps looking nice and really running nice for many, many years to come. Plus, having that plug in there is going to be so handy. If you have any questions about anything that we've done to Scampy, feel free to put a question in the comment section down below. And if you're liking what you see, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It just lets us know that what we're doing is making a good impact on your life. So until next time, God bless. So in case you're wondering what exactly that cord is that I used, that's it right there.